Hi. Hello again.
Welcome
we have to
back.
stop meeting like this.
Where's this? Where's this going?
We just finished recording the last episode, so that's where my train of thought went. Welcome back to this.
Welcome back
and
to...
hoping it sounds fine.
I'm tired, and everything's broken, and never wants to work. So
we're just gonna answer some questions on the internet, because that's fun sometimes.
I think they're good conversation starters.
I agree. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
It's up to you.
Well, I gotta pull it up right here. If God came to you, we're just scrolling through, Ask Reddit, different subreddits to find questions. Please answer in the comments. Leave more comments and tell the internet that you like me. Thanks. Anyway, if God came to you and gave you permission to create any living creature, what would you create?
Probably Pokemon and dragons.
My first thought is always a talking dog.
I mean, valid.
But, definitely Pokemon and dragons are up there.
Yeah.
Would you do, okay. Create any living creature. Let's say you have to pick one. If you had to pick just one thing that you could create.
I would create forest gods.
Forest god?
It's just one thing.
Yeah.
But, it protects the forest.
That's
so
valid.
We have to, stop fucking with nature.
Yeah. The one from Princess Mononoke, but, more aggressive.
Yeah.
So, it actually does shit when you start fucking shit up.
Yeah.
That's valid. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Mine are definitely more selfish. I just
valid.
want a friend. I really just want to talk to my dog.
So I picked the most important one, probably.
That's valid.
For everybody else. What would you do?
Talking dog.
Okay.
I just want to talk to my dog.
That's fair.
I'm trying to make a talking dog anyway, but it's not really working because
he
he's
doesn't
stupid.
Understand.
So we're trying to teach Beetle how to talk with buttons, Stella and Bunny were smart dogs who can do things, but he just thinks that pushing a button means that he gets a snack. It doesn't matter what button it is.
Every
button is a snack
button.
Here's the thing, he knows what they mean when I push them.
Yeah.
If I push attention, he's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get pets right now. If I push bedtime, then he goes straight to our room. But if he pushes it, it just means that I need to give him something to eat. But I just want my dog to be able to talk to me.
That's valid. The other one that I was thinking of would be a deer that's kind of a deer that's kind of like a horse that I could ride places.
Yeah, that's valid.
And would be domesticated and also be a best friend.
So just like a horse with a deer head?
No.
No. If you could ride it, that's kind of the body it needs to have.
No. Yeah. There would be different saddles.
Yes. I'm talking if they'd be able to support you. There's a reason that we don't ride deer.
There's a reason that we don't ride... Yeah, they're aggressive.
But a horse?
I have met very many horses. Deer are not domesticated, except for, reindeer.
Yeah. We don't ride reindeer either.
Ride elephants, they have different body shapes.
Yeah, I learned that riding elephants is actually really bad for them. Because their bodies are not... horses are more able to hold weight on top of their bodies, but elephants are not, designed that way. They carry all of their weight underneath their spine, so when you put... And horses do too. I can't remember, I read this a long time ago, but there's something about the distribution of their weight that, horses are more able to hold things on top of them. And same with, camels. so that, like, you know, us riding them doesn't fuck up their spine and doesn't hurt their body. But elephants, like, they have so much of all of their weight, and they have so much weight underneath them that we put so much stuff on top of them and it fucks them up.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So we shouldn't ride elephants either.
I mean, okay. But yeah.
As much as I would like to ride an elephant.
I mean,
I
it's
just
a
wanna be friends
fantasy
with an
thing.
elephant.
Anyway.
Yeah.
To just be like, friend.
That's
But yeah,
valid.
that's what I would make
Yeah.
in a selfish way and a save the world way.
Yeah. I mean, they could be the same guy.
Yeah.
You know?
I just,
You could ride the forest spirit. You just have to stipulate in your creation process that you are also best friends with the forest god.
I mean, I would love to be best friends with the forest god, but I am a dirty little rat creature, and I don't think he would approve.
I don't know. He might be like, yeah, you belong here. Just like in the woods.
I mean, alright.
Honestly, though, now you mention it, like, if I could also ride my talking dog, that'd be pretty fucking sick.
Hell yeah.
I just want a version of everything that I can ride. Thank
Right?
you.
Seriously, that's like the best thing about fantasy novels and shit is just like giant rabbit that you ride.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, dude, oh, that just made me think of the bunny robot in Kids Next Door. Like the fucking bunny mech.
Yeah.
I want that thing so bad. I was always like, okay, like the hamster army is pretty cool, but like the bunny mech that for some reason always gets destroyed and it makes me sad. What's a real jump scare, like real life jump scare that happens in normal day-to-day life? Every time I turn around and there's just a person there.
Yeah.
Like when we were at the store earlier and I turned around and an employee like walked out of the back room. She didn't even notice me, but I turned around and was like, ah.
Yeah.
And just kind of like had to reset for a second. My brain just shut down for a minute.
Yeah. I saw like the whole rebooting process. He made the Windows noise and everything. Another jump scare is just like things there that weren't there before, especially like while you're driving or shit like that.
Yeah.
Those are
Or like when you're driving and something just hits your window.
yeah.
Like even it's just like a bug and you're like, ah!
Right, but it's like loud or
Yeah.
big or something. You're just like, oh, fuck.
Or like a bird comes too close to your car and you're like, nope.
All right, here we go. This one looks juicy. Am I the asshole for refusing to make my son apologize to my mother-in-law's goddaughter and undermining my husband's parenting? My mother-in-law's goddaughter is not a nice person, but I am the only one who seems to see it. Maybe someone without dyslexia should read the long one.
Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
So, let's see, I'm the only one who seems to see it. So, when I walked in on my 4-year-old son, close to tears and being pressured by his dad to apologize to her for being rude, I immediately intervened. My son insisted Amy had said something mean to him, but she tried to make it look like my son misunderstood and was overreacting. From past experience, I knew she was lying. My husband kept insisting my son needed to apologize. Instead, I told my son I believed him and that he didn't need to apologize. My son said, but Daddy said I have to. And I replied to tell him that he still didn't have to. I asked him to pick a book for bedtime, even though my husband kept protesting and insisting he couldn't leave until he said sorry. After we put our son to bed, my husband had a huge argument with me. He kept saying I was undermining his parenting and teaching our son that he could get away with not listening to his dad. He insisted our son was being rude and that was unacceptable and that I was blinded by my dislike of Amy. I replied by telling him that he was the blind one. He also blamed me for our son asking if his dad didn't love him anymore. Am I the asshole? Edit, Amy is 32. She told my son his dad would send him and me far away soon because he was annoying. My husband wasn't there when this happened. He interrupted them earlier while they were working to ask his dad to play with him, and Amy was upset that my husband actually did. I believe him because when we first got married, she would say similar things to me. My son yelled that she was a liar, which is what my husband thought was rude. I don't think you're the asshole.
No, I think that any adult making a child cry.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that was my question as I was reading
her
it, was like,
fault.
how old is the lady?
Yeah.
She's fucking 32. I was imagining that this was like another 5-year-old.
Right.
Like,
No, she's fucking 32. Like,
yeah.
you,
no, absolutely
first
not.
of all, you don't need a child to apologize to you.
Yeah.
Second of all, why are you making a child cry like that?
Right?
Like, no. And
Like-
especially, like, the mom, or the poster being like, yeah, this isn't the first time
Mm-hmm.
that she has said shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, maybe, like, discuss it with your husband, but no, I wouldn't, like,
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't feel
Here's the
bad.
thing. I also just have a philosophy that, like, we force kids to apologize
For
all the time.
stupid shit.
And we don't need to do that. Like,
And, like, they don't know what they're apologizing for.
Yeah,
and it just,
that's
like,
the thing. Is, like, so often it's like a kid does something and you're like, you need to apologize.
it's like,
But they don't know why.
yeah.
Like,
So
they
they're
don't
like, I'm
really
sorry,
grasp what they
whatever.
did wrong, and they don't understand why they're apologizing. And instead of, like, being like, no, you need to apologize, you
You're
should, like, have an actual conversation with the
Yeah.
kid and, like, help them understand why what they did was wrong, and then they can come to the conclusion themselves that they need to apologize. Like,
they can come to the conclusion that they are sorry.
yeah. But
Like-
and that's the thing, too.
like-
If they're not sorry, why are you making them apologize?
Yeah,
Even if what they did was wrong, if they're not sorry for it,
it's moot.
yeah,
It's-
it doesn't matter. If you
doesn't
tell them,
fucking
if they
matter.
walk up and go,
Sorry.
sorry, I hit you when you were annoying me.
Yeah.
Like,
like they're not.
sorry. Now
No.
they're just annoyed. And, like,
And they're just
they're
like,
not learning
whatever.
anything.
What's your next one?
Let me see. What is the most wholesome fact you know? That I love you so much.
Oh my god. I had something to say, but now it's gone.
This is the first one that popped into my mind.
I love you too. That is really wholesome. Oh, I remember. That sea otters hold each other's hands so that they don't drift away from each other.
Yeah.
I think that's cute.
It is cute.
And that cows have best friends.
Another one that's, like, wholesome but also really sad is that rabbits will often just die of depression after their partner dies
Mhm.
because they love them so much.
Speaking of, they're like, I heard you talking about me.
Heard you talking shit. And if you have a pet rabbit, or if you have a pet rabbit, it is important to have a partner
Cool
for
pet.
them. Whether that partner is you or another rabbit. Like, if it's you, you really have to be able to dedicate a lot of time to them. It's important for them to have their own around. But if one of them dies, like, much sooner than the other one, probably, like, you know, if they're not very old or whatever, if there's, like, a accident or medical issue, it's important to get them a new partner, like, soon, because they go through their grief much faster than we do. But if they just get depressed because they're alone, it's bad.
And then you don't come out of it.
Yeah. And sometimes they just are not open to having a new partner, which is also very sad.
Hmm.
Just like people. Anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
it is wholesome, but also very sad.
Okay. Maybe I can read this one. Am I the asshole for not helping my biological parents? I was adopted by wonderful parents. I grew up as an only child and am very close with my adopted mother and father. I have always wondered why my bio
I've always wondered why my biological parents gave me up for adoption. I never asked and don't plan on it. When I turned 18, my parents asked if I wanted to know who my biological parents were. They told me their names and where they lived. I looked them up on social media and contacted my biological mother. She was very happy to hear from me and asked if I wanted to meet. They lived about 4 hours away. I took the time off work and drove the 4 hours. We hugged and they were thrilled to meet me. I told them that I had finished up college and working as a hairdresser. They quickly changed the subject and asked if I could lend them around $2,000 to pay off some debt. I was speechless and asked if that was the main reason they wanted to meet. Bio Dad said, kind of, yeah, we need help with some finances. I got up and left the diner. I drove the 4 hours back home and told my parents what happened. They were very supportive and let me know that they love me. My biological mother has been blowing up my phone wanting to talk along with some money requests. I've denied every one of them and told them that I no longer want to talk to them. Biological dad reached out and called me a horrible daughter for hurting biological mother's feelings. I have not heard from them since that last message. Am I the asshole for not helping? Absolutely not.
Why is that even a question?
Right?
You are not the asshole. What
not
the
at
hell?
all.
Imagine, not raising this child. Imagine asking your own child, like, even if they weren't,
Yeah.
like, imagine treating your own child like that.
Yeah.
Even if...
No. Here's the thing.
Like, no.
Your kids don't owe you anything.
No, exactly. You chose to bring them into this world.
Yeah. They did
You
not
owe
ask
them.
you to give birth to them. They did not make that choice. You did. So any, responsibility that you have offered to your child, for your child, was something that was your responsibility.
Yeah.
You made the choice to bring them into the world, and it is your responsibility to take care of them financially, emotionally, whatever. And they don't owe you anything for doing that basic thing, for completing that basic responsibility.
Yeah.
So expecting anything, yeah, I'm sure most kids would be, if they could, fine with helping their parents financially.
Yeah.
If
But
it
that's
was
their choice.
if they could afford it, being you guys are on hard times, I want to help you. I think a lot of people would probably feel that way. But when you contact your kid that you dumped when they were born and
Yeah.
expecting them to give you money and then calling them a horrible child, no, absolutely not.
No, not a horrible child, a horrible daughter.
Yeah.
To you?
Right?
No. You're not even a father.
Yeah. I'm not your daughter.
No.
Y'all gave birth to me. That doesn't make me your kid,
Yeah.
It just means we're related.
I'm so sad that they made her feel so shitty.
Yeah, that you even had to ask.
You have to ask the internet if you're the asshole. You're not.
Yeah. This one's just nice. What's a movie near and dear to your childhood?
My childhood?
Yeah.
Troll in Central Park.
Valid?
Every time we went to Blockbuster, that's how old I am. That's the movie that I would rent.
I would probably, I feel like the first one that pops into my head. Bella, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Stop licking my carpet, please.
She's doing that a lot lately. I don't know why.
But anyway.
First one that popped in my head was, Lion King.
Hell yeah.
Definitely was one that, we watched a lot.
Yeah.
We had, Sam, I can't remember if I've talked about this on podcast or not, but when Sam had to do his treatment, it was okay, you have to do this thing, and it sucks, so you get to decide what the TV is doing. And 9 times out of 10, it would be fucking Beauty and the Beast, every night.
Yeah.
But, he would also do Lion King pretty frequently, and that was always one that I was also hell yeah, let's watch Lion King. Or Spirit, because I'm a horse girl.
Yeah, that's valid. Spirit is very good.
So good. What is the most captivating musical you have ever seen?
I've got to say La La Land.
Yeah?
Visually, that movie is beautiful.
Yeah.
There's just so many parts of it that I was just the colors and everything. Everyone's dressed in super vivid colors
Mhm.
a lot of times, and it really shows the scene. It's just very pretty.
Yeah.
It's fun to look at.
I think that for me, it would either be The Greatest Showman, because I
Valid.
was willing to go see that one, pay to see that one more than once. Or I went to see Wicked live, and I really enjoyed that one too.
Hell yeah.
But also, I just want to extend the question. What is the most captivating just movie or show you've ever seen?
A movie or show? Just visuals?
Just like what grabbed you?
I gotta say Kubo.
That's what I was gonna say.
Kubo really.
Because I remember when we went to see that, like we literally, like the first line is like telling you not to blink, not to breathe, and we all shut the fuck up until the credits were over.
Yeah.
Like
and
we
that's
literally,
so...
like we always are talking through the movie.
Yeah.
Like we
I'm
were in the
always
theater,
cracking
even when
jokes,
we're
you're
in the
always
theater.
cracking
Yeah,
jokes.
we're like whispering, but literally all three of us, like as soon as the story began, we all just shut the fuck up and just sat still and stared at the screen. And then we couldn't even talk to each other until the credits were over, when we were like,
I love that so much.
guys, I'm like floored right now, but I have to pee.
Right?
So we gotta go. But like, yeah. God, that movie's so incredible.
Yeah.
We should watch that.
We should. That's the one that really comes to mind is Kubo.
I wish that I could see that in theaters again.
Yeah.
Because I love watching it anyway on TV, but it is just so incredible.
It's
and the
so
movie theater experience with that movie was just
it was wonderful, especially
literally breathtaking.
Yeah, especially like the last scenes with the fight and
Yeah.
everything. I just like have that so imprinted in my
Yeah.
memory with like the surround sound and everything when
Mhm.
he's like circling. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It's so I also really, really love the fight scene between Monkey and the Moon Goddess.
Same.
Oh, yeah,
It's so
just
good.
so good. And just all of the visuals are so
They're
incredible.
all so beautiful.
More of that.
Yes,
Please.
absolutely. Okay, I found another one, and I'm gonna make you read it.
Okay.
I'm really sorry.
That's okay. Am I the asshole for not wanting to meet my adoptive brother, in quotes? I'm sure the title makes me sound horrible, but please read. So, I, 24, male, was the result of a teenage pregnancy. My biological parents, both 40 years old now, weren't good parents. I was mostly raised by my aunt, 45, female. My biological parents never stopped partying or being irresponsible, so they gave up their parental rights, and my aunt adopted me. My bio parents decided that since now they were able to provide a child with stability, they wanted to adopt. Recently, they managed to adopt an 8-year-old named Kyle. I don't know how they did that since they gave up their parental rights of their first child. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. I guess there's nuance there.
Yeah.
I guess, like, if you had an accidental pregnancy when you were a teenager and then you are a responsible adult and you wanted to adopt instead of, you know what, that's valid.
Yeah.
Like, you gave one up for adoption and now you can provide for one. That's fair, actually. Anyway, I've never met him. For some kind of reason, my bio parents talked to Kyle about me, how I'm his brother, that I'm really eager to meet him, etc. They even showed him pictures of me. Understandably, Kyle is super excited to meet me. I know this because my mom told me. I haven't had contact with my bio parents for years now. My bio parents called me today. They explained that Kyle is very excited to get to know me and they would appreciate if I agree to meet him. I don't want to make poor Kyle sad, so I agreed, but I told my parents that before I meet him, they needed to find a way to make very clear to him that I'm not his brother and that I won't have much contact with him. Well, they flipped out on me. They told me that I'm being a bad brother, but I'm not Kyle's brother, and even critiqued the way my mom raised me, which made me very mad. So I told them that since I was raised in such an awful way, I'm not fit to be around small children, so I take back my offer of meeting Kyle. They cursed at me and the call ended. I told my mom what happened and she told me that she understood what I was feeling, but Kyle is not guilty of what my parents did, so I should meet him. Since he is a child and my bio parents already told him that I'm going to see him next week, my mom also said that if I don't do that, I would be an asshole for breaking a child's heart. There's a little bit of nuance to this one. Like, your parents, the biological parents, are assholes for, like, doing this without consulting you first.
Yeah.
But also denying the kid is kind of shitty. Like, you could also, like, you can have a conversation with the kid and be like, you know, sit down with the parents and be like, listen, this can't be a regular thing, and if you are gonna, like, make plans, I need to be involved. Like, you can't just tell him things and then blame me when I say no.
Yeah.
You know, like, but also, like, I would at least meet the kid and be like, hey man, like, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
Like, we're, like, I don't know. Yes and no.
Yeah.
You're an asshole to the kid, but not to the parents. Like, the parents are in the wrong too, but, like, it's kind of, he shouldn't take, or they shouldn't take it out on the kid.
Yeah.
And that almost kind of is what's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think that I understand him being angry about this situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would personally probably meet the kid.
Yeah,
but
I also wouldn't want to meet the kid. I don't want to be around kids in general, but like, it would feel shitty to like deny them, you know?
Yeah. It's a weird situation.
Yeah, like, the feelings are definitely valid, and not wanting to do it, absolutely valid, but it is like a little shitty to, like, again, it almost feels like taking it out on the kid.
Yeah.
Even if it's that's not the intention. But
on one hand, I'm just like, imagine meeting your replacement.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that would feel so fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame him for not wanting to go.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I don't either.
And sorry, but you're still not going to have a great relationship with this kid anyway because his parents are shitty. Like, why prolong it?
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
I feel like I would just kind of want, like, if I was in the position, like, I definitely would want to go. Like, I absolutely get it, and those feelings are valid. I feel like I would talk to the kid, though.
Yeah.
Because especially if he's 8, he has some level of, and it has been through the fucking system. Like,
yeah.
You know, kids aren't stupid, and you can have a conversation and explain and be like, so here's the deal. Like, I was not raised by my parents, by your parents. Like,
raised by them.
You know, I'm related to them, but we don't have a relationship, and unfortunately that means that I'm not really going to have a relationship with you either.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what, maybe you'd meet the kid and, like, you're actually like, wow, this kid is awesome. Yeah. Or, you know,
just, like,
I feel like it would be...
Kid and being like, you know what, if you need me for anything, here's my number. Don't let them call me. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I understand being there for the kid.
Yeah.
But I also understand, like, not wanting to meet him at all.
Yeah. Like, because I totally get it.
It feels shitty,
you
know? And it's not your fault that the parents gave you expectations.
Yeah. Like, definitely, like, from the start of it, the parents are the asshole, but... There's another movie-related one. What box office bomb is actually a great movie? Fucking Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
Just...
I feel like I liked a lot of box office bombs. I can't really, like, pull them out of my brain right now, but, like, a lot of movies that I have gone to, and then I looked at Rotten Tomatoes and been like, well, that sucks. They hated that.
Yeah.
But I was like, I loved this. Right. I had a good time.
I just, like, don't look at reviews.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, they come up on, you know, just, like, threads that I follow, and they're like, this movie got shitty reviews, and I'm like, okay. I feel the same way about a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like, they'll get shitty reviews, and I'm like, well, I had a good time. So.
Yeah, right?
I just, like, the first one to come to mind was Treasure Planet, because I saw a TikTok earlier talking about how it, like, supposedly almost ruined Disney at one point because they somehow lost a ton of money on this movie, even though everyone fucking loved it.
Yeah, right? Okay, this one's kind of long, but it also looks good.
Am I the asshole for not taking care of my boyfriend while he's sick because my grandma passed away earlier this week and I have a lot of things to take care of? No, you're not.
Yeah, right.
But we'll read it.
I want to say things about this.
Yeah. Hey guys, so I feel like an asshole, but I also feel like I shouldn't be at the same time. or feel like I shouldn't at the same time. My grandma died earlier this week, and I've been going through it. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff, including starting to clean out her apartment. My boyfriend came down with a cold and doesn't feel well. He doesn't have COVID, he doesn't have the flu, so he doesn't have a fever, he just has a cold. So yesterday, I stayed and helped him out with letting the appliance repairman into his house, made sure the person did what they're supposed to do. I stayed until the repair guy left. I didn't make it to my grandparents' place or my grandma's place until 2:00, and that's okay because I agreed to help him out. I made him tea, lemon water, soup, and I made sure he...
We literally had soup for dinner.
I know, I'm just thinking about it again. I'm like, I should go eat more of that soup.
Yeah, that's valid.
Anyway, I made him tea, lemon water, soup, and made sure he had multiple water bottles near him before I left. He just has a cold.
How is this, first of all, how is this already not taking care of him?
Right? I made sure he had everything he needed prior to me leaving so he could be comfortable. I get back to his place last night and ask him how he's feeling, etc., etc. He says he still feels sick and then asked me if I can stay with him tomorrow and take care of him. I said, I'm really sorry, but I can't because I have a lot of stuff to do and I'm on a time crunch with the apartment. He was visibly annoyed, and I said I would take care of you and stay if I didn't have all of this shit going on, but I really got to take care of this stuff tomorrow. He then says I would make him feel better if I stayed, and he would get better faster if he didn't have to get up and get himself things, which he has to do because I'm gone during the day.
What?
I just want to fight this man.
Right?
I apologized once
this?
again and stood my ground. I say that I can't stay, so I get up this morning to get ready and head out to my grandma's, and he asks where I'm going. I say I have to go get ready. I have to get ready to go to my grandma's house. He says, of course you're leaving me. I say, can you please not do this and make me feel bad? He says, if you feel bad, that's on you. I can't make you feel anything. He then asks me again if he can stay, if I can stay, and then I have 12 more days left to clear and clean her apartment, and one day won't hurt. Also, her birthday is tomorrow, so I wasn't planning on working in her apartment. I was planning on taking the day to myself. Now I feel like an asshole because I can't stay with my boyfriend today and take care of him. So Reddit, am I the asshole?
No. No, you are not. Also, he's manipulative as fuck. Get out of there.
Yeah, fucking dump his ass, honestly.
He's just got a cold.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a fever and he can't, like, go up to take a piss by himself. Are you kidding me? Like,
He has a cold. He's an adult man. He can take care of himself.
right? Like,
Stop
Dude.
expecting women to take care of you.
he's not
like
a fucking baby.
child.
Like, I was able to take care of myself on sick days from school. Like, my parents let me stay home by myself as soon as I was, like, legally allowed to stay home by myself.
Yeah.
Like,
My
Are you
mom would
kidding me?
stay home with me, but I think that's just because, like, she had the night shift.
yeah, my parents couldn't stay home. When I
Yeah.
was younger, they would have me go to my grandma's house. They wouldn't, like, I wanted to stay home by myself was usually the thing. It would be
Yeah.
like, do you want to go to grandma's or do you want to stay home? And I'd be like, I want to sleep in my own bed.
Yeah.
Love grandma, but also she's going to be, like, on me all day.
Yeah.
She's going to try to give me an enema. It's going to be a thing.
Did you tell her that she just needs an enema? Maybe.
For those of you who don't know, my grandma's just, like, obsessed with enemas. It's the cure-all for literally anything.
It's like Windex and not whatever.
But yeah, like, if I, a child, could stay home by myself and take care of myself and, like, make myself a fucking can of soup and drink water and watch fucking shitty daytime TV by myself all day, I think that a grown-ass man can take care of himself when he has a cold.
A cold.
Most people go to work when they have a cold. Not that you should do that, but, like, most people do.
Yeah.
Fucking man cold. That's the thing.
Get
Doesn't even
over
have a fever.
it.
And he's like, no, I can't take care of myself. I'm not going to get better because I have to get up and get water
If you-
myself.
If you
Ugh.
are that sick, like,
Go to the
seriously-
hospital.
Seriously, if you are that sick, go to the hospital.
Right.
If you need somebody there 24/7 to take care of you, you need to get help.
Right. You don't need to be taken care of. You just want to be waited on, and this is how you can accomplish that by guilting your girlfriend, and that's fucked up.
Yep.
Girl, get out of that relationship.
Yeah, seriously.
This is a red flag, a big one.
Right.
What animal would you choose as your buddy in the zombie apocalypse?
Every dog ever.
Valid.
Every dog that I see. My friend.
Here's my struggle. I would by default choose my dog.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I would be so afraid.
Of them getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first
if I was gonna, like, strategically choose, like, what animal would benefit me the most, it would probably be, like, a large predator or a gorilla.
Honestly, legitimately a pack of wolves in a zombie apocalypse. Like, befriending a pack of wolves.
Valid.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, first of all, if a zombie apocalypse happened, I would unalive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not making it through this. I
don't
barely
want to
be here now. So why would I want to stick around when zombies are everywhere? Like, nah.
This one's just the wording of this one. What pissed you off the most this week, apart from YouTube starting 3 ads? Honestly, we just spent half the last episode ranting about ads, so, like, that's a mood.
Yeah.
Oh, for me, it was, the company has mandated that all employees have to wear masks again, regardless of, vaccine status, and that doesn't make me angry. It's annoying. I don't want to wear them, but, like, gotta do what you gotta do. What makes me angry is that I have several coworkers who are, like, literally fighting the store manager about it. And complaining about it, like, all for the next, like, few days after this was, like, announced, or after we got the email or whatever, and just, like, listening to them fucking bitch about it. I just want to fight my coworkers. Even the ones I normally like.
Yeah.
Hi, Beef. Oh, get him, Bella. He's like, I didn't even do anything. I'm just sitting here. That's what's so funny. Like, they get mad at him when he's just existing, and then when he's being an asshole, they're like,
whatever.
Women of Reddit, what is one thing that men think you like that you don't?
We were talking about this yesterday. Super, like, ripped muscle.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing wrong with having defined muscles, and if that's what you want to do with your body, have fun. But, like, I am way more attracted to, like, functional muscles, aka people who look fat but could lift a truck.
Or, like, even if you have, like, a runner's body or something like that, or, like, rock climbing muscles and shit, like, yeah, that's attractive. But, like, I don't want, like, super, like, I'm not really into the bodybuilder type, you know? Like,
honestly, again, you do you. I'm not trying to body shame anybody, but to me, personally, I think it looks kind of gross.
Yeah.
Especially when they get to the point where they're all veiny. Yeah. Or, like, they look disproportionate because their head is normal size and then their muscles are kind of obnoxious. I don't know. I think it looks weird. What do you feel was the worst trend of your generation?
Axe body spray.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I was gonna say Skip-Its.
Skip-Its.
You remember those things where, it was like...
The ball at the end of the... Okay, yeah.
Because they would just take out your ankles.
Yeah, they fucking sucked.
Like, Razor scooters would also take out your ankles, but at least you were having fun up until that point. What are you doing? Also, actually, you know what? These weren't even a bad trend, and I would be open to them coming back. You remember Silly Bands?
Yeah.
They're just stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep just reading the ones, like, when I find a good one.
No, go ahead, because I'm still looking for one that is catching me. I'm sorry. Alright, this one looks relatively short and also good.
Am I the asshole for not moving my birthday celebrations to accommodate my sister? I, 31, female, let my closest friends know that was what I was planning for my birthday at the end of next month so they can pop it in the diary. Everyone agreed, bar my sister, 34, female, who lives... Well, your sister's female as well. Sorry. Who lives about 45 minutes away. She has sent message after message asking to move it to the Saturday so that she can stay for longer than a couple hours. And if it's a Saturday, it has to be earlier so she won't be too late getting back. I told her no in the nicest way I can, as we, husband and 2-year-old, are going out and didn't want to rush back. She is now saying I'm doing this to hurt her and exclude her from my group of friends. A bit of history as well on...
Logan.
On my hendo? I don't know what that means. She tried to make our weekend at Disney about her. Wow.
You beep.
You beeping. We also went for food without her as a spur of the moment thing a few weeks ago and didn't invite her as it was short notice. And I said we would try to arrange something with her, but it is hard given how far away she is when the rest of us are so close. I feel bad, but at the end of the day, they are my friends, and I just want to spend time with them after this shitstorm that has been the last 18 months. I don't think so. Like, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
If she can't make it, that's her problem.
Yeah. And also, like, you are not only coordinating for your sister, you're coordinating for you and your friend group.
Yeah, it's like for everybody, and whatever
and if it
works for the most people is what is going to happen. So if it's like just one person can't make it, like, sorry.
Yeah. Also, I think it's really petty of her sister to be like, this is your fault.
You're just trying to hurt me. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
What would be the worst thing to put in a piñata?
Spiders.
My first thought was body parts, and I'm really glad you said something else.
Are you okay?
No. Yeah?
Exactly.
You're really making eyes at my... Yeah? This is my sand Play-Doh.
Upset. I feel like putting body parts anywhere would be the worst.
Yeah.
You know? Stop
Beetle.
licking your wiener.
Stop. Gross. Or poop.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. Especially if it was like
bad.
fresh poop.
Yeah. I think spiders would be horrible, but also funny.
Yeah.
Stop licking your asshole.
Beetle. Stop. You gross. Oh, what are some common stereotypes attached to certain names? We all know Karen.
Yeah.
And like Kyle.
Bob.
Bob.
Bob is always like a boring man.
What's he doing, Logan? Are you stuck? You're stupid. Beetle's trying to eat his tags. I'm just thinking about, like, not even actual names, but, like, types of usernames and things like that.
Yeah.
Or I was just thinking about, there's, like, Beetle, stop. You're dumb. There's an author who does, like, witchy books, like self-transformation, new age stuff, and her pen name is Silver Ravenwolf. And I just have to assume that you turned 12 and you did not ever turn 13. Like, you just were on DeviantArt, Tumblr when you were 12, and you just have been there for the past decade, or however long it took you to be able to publish material. Beetle, stop! Stop. Hey! You stupid!
Stop.
You can't do that.
Anyone with, like, more than, like, 2 X's in their name online, it's like, you You were in high school when you did this.
Am I the asshole for not helping a customer who was on their phone? This woman came into our store talking on her phone in deep conversation, and she was close-ish to register but wouldn't acknowledge any of us or get off the phone. She was on this call for 10 minutes and then went, I will have to call you back because I'm not being attended to like I should be.
Beetle.
Oh. When she got off the phone, I told her I didn't want to interrupt her conversation. She was pretty pretentious and demanding and had a pretty bad attitude about me not asking her if what she needed help with while she was on her phone. Am I the asshole? Absolutely not.
No.
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 You were being polite by not
Yeah.
interrupting her phone call.
Right? What do you
Like, common courtesy is that you get off the phone when you go up to the register.
Seriously. Dude, I don't know how many times I've gone, like, anywhere and they're like, get off your phone when you're talking to us.
Yeah.
Like, they'll have signs that say, no cell phones,
Yeah.
like, at the front desk. Because I don't know. I'm not going to interrupt you
Yeah.
while you're in a fucking call. But if you're standing in line and you're on the phone, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And you need to not.
Like, listen, and there's nothing wrong with, like, being on the phone in line and then when you get up to the register being like, all right, I'm going to call you back in a minute. I'm at the
Yeah.
register. Like,
But if you're just
That's
standing
fine.
there blocking everybody.
yeah, but, like, if you won't talk to me like a human being when you get to the register,
Don't
then
expect the same
I'm
treatment.
I'm not going to talk to you either.
Oh, I got a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Relatable.
Am I the asshole? I don't want to celebrate my birthday this year with my family. I just don't like it. The day that's supposed to be all about me becomes the opposite. It is all about what my dad wants. He wants to go out with... Sorry, I had to read this.
You're good.
He wants to go out to eat. He decides for how long. He decides what to do after. I simply don't want to. I love my dad, but I don't like him. He is very selfish and at times lying person who would twist all the truths and make promises just to get his way. For example, I babysat for exactly 1 year every day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. My 5-month-old brother, just so my stepmom could continue her education and get a job. I babysat on the weekends too because my dad wanted to sleep. When I raised my concerns, I was like, you raised your cousins?
Oh my god.
When I raised my concerns that I didn't want to do that, he said, we are all a team. You help me out, I'll help you out. We are a family. It is our duty to do so.
Duty.
But when I got into a car accident and needed a ride to buy a car, a lawyer, or get any help at all, he drove me like 2 or 3 days and then said he's not an Uber driver and stopped. My girlfriend has to drive me for the rest of the time. I was 17, so his promises about being a team are empty. I don't want to celebrate my 18th birthday this year with him. I just don't. It will be more for the entertainment of him and my stepbrother, who is the center of his attention and everything is always being done for him. I would much rather spend this day by myself doing something that I genuinely want to do. I don't want to hear his jokes, how I stay apart from him, or how I have to go wherever my brother wants to do. Go do whatever my brother wants to do. For context, from May 2020 to May 2021, I lived with and babysat my 5-month-old brother. I now live with my mom. At the time of the accident, I also lived with my mom, and we are not exactly rich. The other brother whom I was referring to is 6 years old. Am I the asshole?
No.
No. It's your birthday. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, and also...
You're also not even required to celebrate your birthday at all.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I, like, read when I read the title.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, I feel like you're not required to celebrate your birthday at all.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a bad time for you,
yeah,
like, of course, just do what you want. That's what your birthday is supposed to be about.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about you. So if you don't want to do anything, then don't.
Don't. Yeah.
It's not about him.
Yeah.
Not about anybody else. Just you. Only you. It is your birthday.
All of these, it's like a clear answer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, where's the good ones?
God, it's sort by controversial.
Mm.
I just keep thinking about one that I saw somebody was reading on TikTok. And the gist of it was that it was like this dude and his friend was getting married, I think. And the fiance was just like being really mean about everything and being like super petty. And like, oh god, now I can't remember the details. I just keep thinking about it. He was supposed to. I think he was like the best man in the wedding, and she like the. It was like the fiance was expecting him to do like all of this stuff and like getting mad that he wasn't taking care of all these things that she didn't like assign to him and stuff, or things that should have been like someone else's responsibility or whatever. And he said something. Oh god damn it! Now I can't remember. This doesn't even matter at this point. He said something like really like petty in the toast. And it was like, I can't remember, and just now it's driving me nuts because it was really funny.
Oh, no.
But it was like, you're definitely the asshole, but
Yeah.
I get it. Like, but we need to find those. Like, give me.
This one just sounds kind of funny, and I'm like, what?
Am I the asshole for taking back my chicken nuggets? On mobile app, and yeah, it's a first world problem, but I do want to know if I'm the asshole in this situation. So my family had takeaways for dinner, fish and chips plus chicken nuggets. My mom blurts out that it's first in, first served, so I take 7 chicken nuggets. My sister then complains that she has 5 nuggets, so mom looks to my plate, counts 7, and picks 1 straight off my plate. I go to get my nugget back, stating that she said first in, first served, but she goes back to me saying I'm being selfish and tries to block me off from putting my nugget back on my plate. Am I the asshole for taking my chicken nugget that was taken off of me because I took my mom seriously? And I'm more upset over the fact that she snatched food off my plate than the food being a chicken nugget, if that sounds better. I think that you are valid.
I think that's valid, but it's
Also,
also
it's kind of petty. It's like it's
I'd
one
be mad,
nugget.
but I'd be like, no. But you said.
Like, I would also probably argue in that situation, but like, I mean, it's one nugget.
Yeah. But it's just really funny. Not my nuggies! What else you got?
I don't know, I just started dissociating.
That's valid.
Just thinking about the dessert in the fridge.
Ooh. Now I'm thinking about the dessert in the fridge. My mouth literally watered. For reference, Sasha made amazing pumpkin bars. They're so good.
I have questions about this question. Okay, it's ladies of Reddit, if you could have sex with any porn star, male or female, who would it be and why? My question is like,
Who knows porn stars?
right? Like, I know that they have their names on the videos, but do people actually follow? Like, I guess they must.
Probably.
But like,
I don't really
they
pay
all
attention.
look the same to me.
They're all just kind of a blur of faces.
I'm not looking at your face.
It makes me feel weird to look at your face. Like, I'm not here for that.
I'm here to look at other parts
Yeah.
of you. What can be said both during sex and a really intense game? Ah, fuck. Just depends on how you say it. I mean, I guess it could be said either way, but like, saying it like that during sex would just sound like a disappointment. Hell yeah! Just imagine doing that when you come instead of
Hell yeah!
hell yeah! No, like, incoherent moans or anything. Just, hell yeah! Am I the asshole for telling my mother to stop going to pick up my quote-unquote son? That sounds weird right off the bat.
Right? This one sounds interesting.
I supposedly have a 3-year-old son. They had too many words in there. I was confused.
Yeah.
His mother and I split up when he was 3 months old. I haven't picked him up for any visitation, but my mother insists on getting him every other weekends and gets him from my ex. I don't think he is mine. I have another son on the way now. About a year ago, his mother put me on child support, and I don't pay because I'm not paying for a child that's not mine. I signed the birth certificate, so I'm screwed there. I owe over $2,000, so they suspended my license. I contacted his mother and asked her to take me off child support, and she told me no because I need to help support our son. She's married now, so her husband could definitely take care of the boy, and him not be pinned on me. I have another child I need to provide for when he is born. I told my mom to stop picking up my quote-unquote son, and she flew mad at me and said she couldn't believe me and that she absolutely won't stop seeing the child. I told her he wasn't mine, and she scoffed at me and told me to leave and that I was being an asshole. I don't want her to pick him up. She won't listen to me. I may be an asshole for yelling at my mother, but she should believe me about him not being mine and be on her own child's side instead of my ex's. Here's the easy solution to that. If he's really not yours, just get a paternity test and move on with your life. But
I feel like there's some shady things on his side.
I feel like he's just trying to dump the kid because he doesn't want his other family to, like, acknowledge that he has another kid.
Yeah. Well, and also
if it is your kid,
the birth certificate,
like, you legally agreed that it's your kid.
So
if you, like, again, if you want to convince anybody that it's not yours, then get a test and
go to
then
court and
you can be like, this isn't my kid, I'm not going to pay for not my kid, whatever. But if it is your kid and it's like, I feel like I'm assuming that it is, and he's just trying to get out of it just because he signed the birth certificate and everything. If it is your kid and you don't want anything to do with your kid, that's kind of shitty, but that's your prerogative. But it's also her grandson, so it's her prerogative also to interact with her grandson.
Because she's still related to him according to
her. And if the mom is okay with that,
that's great.
Great. Oh, this is definitely controversial.
Ooh.
What is the best kind of apple and why is it Honeycrisp? I gotta go Granny Smith.
Granny Smith is also very good.
I'm just saying, like, by default, any green apple is better than red and yellow apples.
I do have to argue, like, Fuji apples, when you get the really good ones, perfect. It also depends on what kind of taste you're going for. If I want the regular apple, like, taste, then I'm going with the hero, the default, Granny Smith. You know? Mm-hmm. Green apples are the...
I just only like green apples. I don't like red and yellow apples. They're kind of gross to me. I don't
love red apples. Yeah. I don't love yellow apples either. But Fuji apples are kind of a mix of an apple. It's kind of its own thing.
Every week you go without nutting, you could get $100. How long could you go? No.
You couldn't do 1 week?
I could probably do a couple weeks, but would it be worth it?
Like, you couldn't... Okay.
Like,
for reals, I did No Nut November. And it brought me no satisfaction.
Like, what's the point?
There is no point.
You know what? It also just depends on, like, what kind of phase I'm going through. Because, like, sometimes it's like, I literally can't focus because I'm too horny. Yeah. And sometimes it's like, eh. So, depends on where I'm at.
Right.
Like, I might be able to go a couple months depending on where I'm at, but I might not be able to go a couple days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just, like, there was points with my medication where I would just be like, no. Yeah. Don't ever fucking touch me.
Yeah, that's valid. I can't answer this one, but I just love how it's worded. Dongs of Reddit. When you pee in a public urinal and it's an emergency, do you pull out the beans and the Frank or just the Frank?
But if it's an emergency, why would you pull out the beans?
I don't know. Would it be... Is it easier to pull out everything all at once?
Maybe.
Like, you just gotta pull it all out in a handful? Or is it, like, more fuss to get just the Frank?
Maybe.
I want to read the answers. Beans only. Beans a method only. I would not recommend.
And then you just piss your pants.
How do you even do that? Like, twist it around. Give yourself the old dick twist.
It just makes me think of Matt and Ryan just like flashing They're nuts.
You pull them out the bottom.
Beans.
What if you're wearing pants?
Only beans.
Just one bean. I get completely naked. Frank, beans, and bun. The whole hot dog. People of Reddit, has your cat/dog ever given you the middle finger? Why did they do it? Bella gives me the middle finger like every other hour.
She just looks at you, and then you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Usually there's not a valid reason, in my opinion, but she's totally justified in her world.
Yeah. She does do that a lot.
What made you realize that God loves you?
No.
God doesn't give me shit. God gave me depression. Next one, has God ever fucked you over? Absolutely.
Oh, there is no God.
Have you seen my life?
There would have to be a God for it to fuck me over. His ears are just wiggling. It's just like his cheeks are moving.
The way that his eyes drooping are, though, it's like
It's weird.
kind of
It's just
freaking me out.
red. Logan?
It looks like your skin is falling off, and I don't like it.
You better put your mask back on.
Am
You
I
don't
the-
even look like a dog. What are you?
It's just like something about the way that his eyes were like drooping made it look like there were no eyes in his sockets. Like
Yeah.
there was just skin on his head, and it was kind of freaking me out.
Yeah, he does that.
Like now it looks normal.
Stop
Anyway.
looking at me.
Am I the asshole for quote unquote bullying my daughter since she won't stop bullying another classmate? I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Shouldn't bully a child. Ever since 5th grade, my daughter has befriended a friend group that I really dislike. The main bully is rude to all of her quote unquote friends, including my daughter, but they are so in love with her. My daughter has constantly fallen out with her, and despite all my advice, always befriends her again. All my daughter's friends are wealthier and live in nice homes, while I'm a single mom and live in a townhouse. My daughter's the only poor, we are stable, when in the friend group, and gets picked on for it by the other girls. They give her their expensive clothes, and I told her not to take them, and we aren't a charity case, and she gets upset. She struggled making friends, so I always backed down. Since before COVID, there's been a situation going on where another girl has constantly been complaining about my daughter and her friend group bullying her in the classroom and online. In class just restarted?
Oh, in class.
Okay. I get you. I was like, that's not
At
Like,
school.
in school class.
Yeah.
Just restarted a few weeks ago, and I've already received an email. They're now they're freshmen. They're now freshmen, and the same girl is still complaining about them. It seems like none of the girls' parents care. I'm not that close with them. I was so disappointed in my daughter. I confiscated her phone, and I won't give it back for a year, and told her she's not allowed to either do her dance after school, which I struggle to pay for, and have been considering asking her to stop since she doesn't do competitions anymore, or continue being in that friend group. If I see her interacting with them and I will ask her dean, I will pull her out. I told her since 7th grade this girl has been complaining about her and she needs to face some real consequences. I also told her she can't wear her friends' clothes and shoes anymore, and she needs to donate them or return them. It's embarrassing. She doesn't need overly expensive clothes. She started crying, saying I'm being a bully myself, and I'm a hypocrite, that girl is lying and she has evidence, and there's other sides to it, and this and that. And when she tried to show me the screenshots, I snatched her phone. She ran to her room crying. Am I the asshole? Did I really bully her, or is this a proper punishment?
I feel like you are the asshole.
Yeah.
Because
Like, your kid is also being an asshole, but I feel like you need to have a conversation with her and not just yell at her and punish her, because she
Yeah.
clearly doesn't think that what she's doing is wrong.
Yeah.
And I also think that you are taking it personal that other kids are giving your kid expensive things, and you need to get the fuck over yourself.
Yeah, I feel like this is like a very personal thing, and you feel like you aren't you know, rich or whatever, but these kids are actually just being kids. Like, I remember trading clothes a lot with my friend group when I was younger, and I actually
like
was
if
a
they
normal
want to
person.
give her clothes, then let
Like,
them give her clothes.
yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I feel like this is personally offending the mom.
Yeah.
And that this shouldn't be part of.
Like, that shouldn't be a problem for you.
Yeah, this shouldn't be a
now,
problem.
the bullying situation with the other kid is something that you need to have a conversation with your kid about.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, I'm going to take all your stuff, you're being a bad person.
Yeah, you can't just
You need
take
to have
your
a
stuff.
conversation and be like, what are you doing? Like, what is your side of this?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why do you think that she's doing this? Like, what is the situation? Have a conversation with the other kid's parents and, like, all get together and be like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Like,
Just having
it needs to
real conversations.
Yeah,
with
talk to your
kids.
kid like a person.
Yeah. Instead of just punishing them for having friends.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah.
know?
And, like, listen,
Also, like, stop
you don't
trying
get to
get-
decide who your kids' friends are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Stop
Even if
trying
you
to
don't
do
like
that.
your friend, their friends, that's
too
ultimately
fucking
it is
bad.
up to them. And you can express that and be like, I don't think that these are good people for you to be around, and
Yeah.
here's why. But ultimately, you cannot stop them from hanging out with these people. And if you isolate her from her only friends and she's already struggling to make friends, then you're really just going to make her, like, put her in a bad place.
Yeah. And what makes a teenager want to do something more than anything ever?
Right, exactly. It's like your parents telling you not to do it.
Yeah. Exactly. And like you said, isolating her from her friend group is just no.
Yeah.
That's
a
you have to
struggle
let
for me
your
with
own...
like, sorry, continue your thought.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's a struggle for me with, like, it's a common punishment to take away your kid's phone.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, on one hand, I get it. But on the other hand, like, especially now, in the middle of a pandemic, that is how they socialize.
Yeah.
So if you take away their phone or their computer or whatever, their access to their friends, you are isolating your kid.
Yeah.
And that is kind of cruel, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to take away, you know, their gaming system or whatever, or to, like, lock their phone so that they can only talk to people, but they need to be able to talk to people.
Yeah. They need to be able to talk to people that are not you.
Yeah.
And you need to be okay with that.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is that you need to let your kids have their own experiences.
Yeah.
And let them make the mistakes that you made.
Yeah.
Like
you can try to, like, help them and like,
them
tell
advice.
them and be like, hey, man, like, this is what I think is going on. This is what I think you should do, but you cannot force them to do anything.
They
And
need
trying
to
to
learn.
is just going to push them in the opposite direction.
Exactly.
Like,
they need to learn from their own perspective.
yeah.
And that's how they're going to, is to, like, I have had my share of shitty friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it happens to everybody, but
well, and I'm going to
through...
throw this out there too. So, we've all had our shitty friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
My shitty friend that I was friends with throughout, like, all of elementary school and most of middle school, I didn't know this until, like, relatively recently. Everyone in my family was like, we don't like this girl, we don't want Grace to hang out with this girl, and my mom was like, I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
That she, you know, all of my brothers were like, you gotta stop letting her hang out with this girl. And my mom was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna decide who she gets to hang out with.
Yeah.
And she was like, she told me, I think that you are a better influence on her than she is a bad influence on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you know, telling you that you couldn't be friends with her was not going to get anyone anywhere. It's like, I can't stop you from talking to people.
Yeah.
And B, if there was, like, the slightest chance that you could help her more than she was going to hinder you, then I was going to let that happen. And I feel like that's something that you should take into account. If you feel like your kid is a good kid and a good person, and that they, you know, can potentially, like, help these other kids be less bad people, if you think that they're bad people, then you should let that carry out.
Yeah, honestly.
And if you think that your kid is, like, so weak-willed or whatever that they can't, you know, figure it out on their own, even if it takes a long time, then you need to give your kids some more credit.
Yeah, you need to work on their self-esteem, maybe.
Yeah.
But this kid needs to know how to choose friends.
Yeah.
And they need to know and learn the toxic traits that make bad friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because everywhere you're going to go in life, you're going to have to figure out who to hang out with.
Yeah.
At jobs, at school, everywhere in life. You're going to have to, like, find your own clique.
Yeah.
And if you don't find the good people there that'll keep you sane, then you're going to end up with these same shitty traits.
Yeah.
And it's a life what is it? Skill. Yeah. Life skill that you need to learn. And I feel like this mom is being very controlling.
Yeah.
Over this situation, and it's very personal for her.
Yeah.
So I need
just
her
the whole
to,
thing
like,
about like,
chill
no,
out.
you can't keep those clothes,
Yeah.
and her specifically that she said it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
It's not embarrassing.
it's embarrassing.
If you are embarrassed that you can't afford to buy these things
Yeah.
for your kid, that is your problem.
yeah,
If the other kids are willing to give her stuff, and because
then
I'm
that's nice.
like
That's
doubting
just
that
friendship.
just because like most people aren't like this, which some people are, I'm
Yeah,
doubting
maybe.
that your kid was like, "Can I have that?"
Yeah.
I'm almost certain it's
betting
more
your
likely
kid
that
was
they were
like,
like, "Do you
"Oh, I
want
like
this?"
that.
Or, you know, if they were like, even if it was like in a way mean spirited and they're like, "You dress like you're a fucking dumpster, here, take these." Like, at least it probably makes your kid feel a little bit better about herself if she can
Yeah.
have like nicer clothes.
Yeah. I guess. But just policing that
Yeah.
is not right.
Yeah. And why would you take away, like, if nothing else, look at it as a gift.
Yeah.
Like, they gave her a thing because they wanted to for whatever reason.
Well,
And
that's-
you're just going to take it away
It just
because
seems like
you're
that's what
petty
kids
and
do.
embarrassed about it? Yeah. Well, like you said, like, I didn't really trade clothes, but I would, like, we traded toys, all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah. It's just
Or it would be like, you know, you'd be playing with one of your friends and you'd just be like, every time you go over to their house, you like always go for this toy. And eventually they're like, I don't really play with that. You can have it.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes! Like, I don't see how that's any different than just being like, I really like that shirt. Do you want it?
yeah. Like
Yeah.
literally just being kids and going through your closet.
Yeah. You're like
And
hanging out with
especially
your
if
friends
your
and they're like, I don't
parents
wear
are
this
rich,
anymore. Do
you're
you
just
want
like,
it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like
Like, I don't know.
it doesn't seem very nefarious to me.
Yeah. Like, again, the bullying situation is another thing, but that's something that you
Yeah.
need to, like, treat your kid like an adult. And especially because she said they were freshmen.
Yeah.
Like, I initially thought that they were talking about younger kids.
Yeah.
Because she was, like, just talking about her kid like she's so,
Young.
yeah. But, like, a freshman in high school is...
Like you're gonna figure it out.
Like, you're still a kid, but you're almost an adult, and you should be able to talk to your kids like an adult by that point.
You should have a higher level of autonomy.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
Get
like,
that.
what, like 15 by freshman year? Like,
yeah, I think so.
oh, I have a good one for this. What's the wildest, most unbelievable thing that happened in your school? That time that there was a dead girl in the parking lot and they just closed this, like, put us all on lockdown and didn't tell us what was happening, and just, like, on the loudspeaker every, hour or so, they were like, everything is fine, don't worry, but also you can't leave your classrooms and just hang out, it's fine. And then we didn't find out, like, they called everyone in the school district, like, every parent, not just all the parents at our school. And so all the parents were, like, freaking out from everywhere, being like, why is there a dead girl? What's going on? Why can't I talk to my kid? And then we were because, like, all of these other parents were trying to call their kids. So all the kids at the other schools knew that somebody was dead, but they didn't have the full details. So all of us were just, like, sitting there being like, what's going on? They clearly have something going on. There's clearly something wrong. but we're stuck in our second period forever, apparently. And then we were just getting texts from kids at other schools being like, did someone die? Like, I heard there was someone died, or there was a drive-by, or there was a bomb, or you had an active shooter, or like, you know, whatever rumors you could come up with. That was cool. And then they just like didn't address it. We didn't actually find out what happened until it was on the news.
Yep.
And then, yeah, it was fucked up. She, if anybody's curious about the details, I don't remember her name because I don't remember anything, but she was like, the official report that she was like, was that she was drunk and that she made her way to the school. I'm like 90% sure that she got fucking date raped and dumped there.
Yep.
And the janitor went out to take the trash out and she was just frozen
there.
to death and naked by the dumpster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. But I just remember that, like, sitting in class for, like, we were in our second period for, like, 5 hours, just, like, not doing anything. And our teachers didn't know what was going on. And we weren't allowed to go to lunch. We were all just sitting in there being fucking hangry and, like, listening to this bullshit come on the speaker every hour or so and being like, you're lying, and I know you're lying.
Yeah.
Like, they could not have handled it worse.
Yeah.
People who sit down in the shower. How are you doing?
Yeah. That's so specific, but I feel so called out. I'm not okay. Leave me alone. Why do you think I'm sitting down in the most private task I have?
Why do you think I'm sitting in the stand-up water?
Alright. Here's a short one.
Like the tag, everyone sucks.
Right?
Am I the asshole for telling people to shut the fuck up when they were talking in a movie theater? I mean, probably not. I, 21 male, just got back from seeing the new Marvel movie with my mom. Not that far from where we were sitting was another group that would not stop talking and making noise. Eventually my mom got annoyed and was about to go ask them to be quiet. I didn't want my mom to do it, so I got up, walked over to them, told them to shut the fuck up, and walked away. For the rest of the movie, they were quiet. When the movie was over, my mom said, my mom and I stayed to see if there was an after-credit scene. While the group got up and left, I noticed a few of them staring at me as they did so. Halfway through the credits, the group came back into the theater and didn't say anything, but as we were exiting the theater, a girl who was part of the group walked up to us. I can't remember exactly what she said, but she was upset that I told them to shut the fuck up instead of saying, please be quiet, or something like that. At this point, I was afraid that the situation might escalate, so I said I'm not dealing with this, and told my mom, let's leave. So am I the asshole? I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely could have been nicer about it. Like, don't just go yell at people.
Shut the fuck up.
Just be like, hey man, like, we're all here trying to enjoy the movie. Can you be quiet, please?
Yeah. I feel like there should be stages. Like, honestly, yeah. Everybody's kind of shitty here, but, like, I don't know. Our group gets pretty rowdy sometimes, but if somebody was gonna just be like, shut the fuck up, I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah,
and
I'd be like,
still be loud.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be louder on purpose.
But if you were to come up to me like, hey, guys, I really can't focus. Like, just come to me as a person and be like, you're being too loud. Can you please stop?
Yeah. Even if you were like agitated and you were like, can you please be quiet? I'd be like,
all right, you said please. We're good, you know.
I'd be like, all right. Didn't realize I was being too loud. My bad.
Yeah. But if you're just outright
yelling at me... Because I'm also annoyed when people don't shut the fuck up in the movie theater. But, like, I'm not going to just go up and be like, hey, fuck you. I'd be like, no.
No. Now I'm mad.
Yeah. Now you're being a bitch. And I'm going to be petty about it.
So that was a lot of Ask Reddit. You're welcome, everybody.
You're welcome.
For our opinion.
Because everyone asked. Also, just a reminder that you should have been answering all of the things in the comments, too. Okay, bye.
Bye.